how to get that nice long leg. So we probably all heard our trainers say legs down and stretch your legs long or relax your legs or something like that. And so to understand how to achieve that nice long leg, we need to think about what makes the leg shorter or what makes the leg come up. And most of the time it's tension. So if we are, for example, gripping with our knees or gripping with our legs, the leg is going to come up. Or if we are like squeezing with our butt cheeks, or if we are out of balance. So that's one reason why it it might happen that you would grip with your legs and try to kind of hang on to the horse, and then the leg would come up. Another reason might be that the horse is not really moving forward. So what ends up happening is that you start doing a little bit too much with the leg, and then kind of start squeezing with the leg, and the leg will come up. So how to keep that leg down? The thing is that we cannot fully relax the leg. Often what is told to riders is that you should relax the leg, but we cannot relax it all the way, because then it's going to just become like floppy. I don't know if that's the right word, but we still need to keep our legs stable. And if it's like completely relaxed, then it's not going to be stable. However, we don't want excessive tension either, but we want stability. We want to be able to follow the horse's movement. So we want our joints to be able to move, but we still want that tone in our muscles to control that movement. So we can keep our legs long, and we can also keep our legs still. So what we don't want to do is that we don't want to push the leg down. I've talked about this many times, because what ends up happening is that often we just stiffen our leg and we push ourselves out of the saddle. So that's not going to be very helpful. It's actually pretty much the same as if we would be standing on the ground, because when we are riding, we are not really sitting, but we are kind of half standing and half sitting in the saddle. So we need to support ourselves in the saddle. So we want that right amount of tone and right amount of relaxation. So now I'm on the ground and I'm trying to take the position as I would be in the saddle. And now if I would completely relax my leg, what would happen is I couldn't even stand up. And if I would push my leg down, then what would happen is that I would come up. So I need to have this tone. Like now I am still supporting myself and my body when I'm standing, but I can still be flexible with my joints. So I can be flexible in my ankles, I can be flexible in my knees, and I can be flexible also from my hips. So this is what we want, and this is actually how you can also practice this. So you have this tone, you are supporting yourself, you're supporting your leg, and you're supporting also your upper body, but you can still move. So if you would be on the saddle, you would still be able to follow the horse's movement and absorb the horse's movement with your joints.
Now I will demonstrate these also on this ball, so you can definitely practice like I showed you before, standing on the ground. But the thing is that when you are standing on the ground, you need to use your thighs quite a lot more than you would if you would be on the horse. Because of course when we are on the horse and we're on the saddle, quite a lot of our weight is still supported by the saddle, so we don't have to actually stand up, and you can keep your thighs a lot more relaxed, but you still need to have some tone, like I discussed before, to keep that stable leg position. So I'm going to show you some things. This kind of big gymnastic ball is a great tool to practice so many things. So if you don't have one, I highly recommend that you consider getting one. I can put some options down below. It doesn't really cost that much, but of course it takes some space, so there's always that. But there's so many things you can do with it. I have many videos also about different exercises, so check them out too. All right, but now let's pretend I'm on the horse. And what I talked about before is that I cannot completely relax my leg, because then it's going to be floppy. So if I would now relax my legs completely, I would kind of almost fall off the ball, and it would not be stable. But what I don't want to do to get my legs down and get my legs long is to, for example, really push my leg down. So let's see what happens when I push my leg down. So now I'm riding, because I need to follow the horse's movement from my joints. And now if I try to push down with my leg, let's see what happens. So my legs get very stiff and I cannot really even follow the horse's movement anymore. It gets really difficult and my whole body stiffens. One thing that also many riders often do is that they push their heel down. So let's see what happens when I push my heel down. So now I push myself back in the saddle or on the ball. And also what might cause your leg to come up, as I said earlier, is that if you squeeze, for example, with your knees. So let's see what happens if I squeeze with my knees. Again, I get really stiff, and now you can see that my leg is actually and my heel is coming up. So I really need to have that support. Like here I still have tone in my legs, but the key really is to be supple in your joints, especially your hip joint and your knee and your ankle. Now let's see what happens if I stiffen my ankles. Now I cannot follow the horse's movement anymore, so I need that suppleness in all of my joints, but I still need that tone as well, because if I don't have that tone at all and my legs are too relaxed, then I'm just going to I cannot keep that nice leg position. So this is definitely something you can practice if you have a ball like this, or if you are going to get a ball like this, to really find that tone and that support, but also that suppleness in your joints and that movement, especially from your hips. One more thing you can think about is that when you are riding, each step your knee is kind of going forward and down. So you have this opening from your hips, and then your knees, it's like if you were kind of kneeling down. So your knee is a little bit like stretching down like this. This might also help you to keep your legs nice and long and keep that nice leg position as well. So I hope this video was helpful, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!